The store was busy. The kind of busy where no one makes eye contact, unless they think you don't belong. Darius walked up to the counter, holding a clearly defective pair of headphones. Receipt in hand. Calm. Polite. The cashier glanced at him once and immediately rolled her eyes. No refunds, she said flatly, not even checking the box. But it's unopened. And it's still within return policy, Darius replied, pointing to the fine print. The manager was called. A tall man with a stiff walk and a smirk that said not today. Did you even buy this here? He asked loudly enough for others to hear. Darius's face didn't flinch. People were starting to stare. And just 2 aisles down, a woman had paused. She wasn't browsing anymore. She was listening. Watching. Calculating. She was Darius's lawyer. And she had been waiting for this. Because what was happening wasn't just about store policy. It was about something deeper. And this time, they picked the wrong man.
If you believe in justice, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss a story that matters.
Darius had bought the headphones 2 days ago, same store, same receipt, same smile. He wasn't new to this. In fact, he'd dealt with this exact treatment in stores before. But today felt different. Maybe it was the way the manager leaned over the counter, arms folded, pretending to inspect the box like Darius had stolen it. Or maybe it was the sideways glances from the security guard, already inching closer. I'm not asking for a favor, Darius said firmly. Just a return per your store policy. But the manager scoffed. We've had issues with people like you before, he muttered. People like you. There it was. Loud and ugly. Meanwhile, the woman still stood 2 aisles over, her phone out now, discreetly recording. Her name was Erin Walsh. Civil rights attorney. Harvard grad. And Darius's longtime friend and legal advisor. She had seen this kind of soft racism 1,000 times. Darius didn't need to lose his cool. He knew better. Because Erin had taught him that silence, paired with strategy, was louder than shouting. Let me just be clear, Darius said, raising his voice just enough. You're refusing a legal return. Based on what, exactly? The manager shrugged. We don't take refunds from people who cause problems. The security guard stepped in. Is there going to be an issue here? That's when Erin finally stepped forward, her badge and business card in hand. The moment Erin stepped forward, the mood shifted. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't posture. She simply placed her card embossed with Erin Walsh, civil rights attorney, on the countertop and looked the manager in the eye. I've been recording this interaction for the past 6 minutes, she said calmly. Just wanted to observe if it would escalate, and it has. The manager's smirk cracked. This doesn't concern you, he snapped. Oh, it does, Erin replied. Because refusing service or altering store policy selectively, especially when it seems racially motivated, is a violation of the Consumer Protection Act and could fall under civil discrimination. She wasn't bluffing. And the silence that followed proved they knew it. Customers nearby had stopped pretending not to watch. Phones were out now. The energy had flipped. Darius wasn't alone anymore, he was a symbol. Still, the manager tried to push through. Ma'am, I don't think you understand. I understand perfectly, Erin cut in. My client followed every step of your return policy. You denied him with no cause. Then escalated with a security threat. That's textbook profiling. The security guard slowly backed off. His posture changed. Defensive now. Uncertain. The cashier whispered something to the manager, her face pale. Erin leaned in, voice even lower now, dead serious. We can settle this here, or we can settle it in court. The store manager's eyes darted to the growing crowd. Someone had already started live streaming. Erin turned to Darius and spoke loud enough for everyone to hear. You ready to file the paperwork now, or do you want to give them one more chance to do the right thing? Darius looked the manager dead in the eyes. "This is your last chance," he said. The manager swallowed hard. For a brief moment, you could almost see him debating pride or survival. Keep his ego, or keep his job. Then, he reached under the counter, snatched the receipt from Darius's hand, and scanned it with a trembling beep. "We'll process your refund," he muttered. But Aaron stepped forward, holding up a hand. "Not yet." The room froze. She wasn't done. "I'd like to speak to your district supervisor. Now." The manager blinked, caught off guard. "He's not available." "Then I suggest you call corporate. Because this isn't just a refund anymore. This is an incident. And your employee," she glanced at the cashier, who was now visibly shaken, "was complicit in a public act of discrimination." The live stream was still rolling. Someone shouted from the crowd, "You guys messed up bad." Another voice chimed in, "He walked in peaceful." "Y'all started this." Darius stood still, not angry, not smug, just calm. Powerful. The kind of calm that scares people when they know they've crossed a line. The manager picked up the phone with a shaking hand. Within minutes, a higher-up arrived, a regional rep who had clearly been pulled from lunch or worse. He looked from Darius to Aaron, then to the crowd. "What happened?" he asked sharply. Aaron didn't blink. "What happened is this man was profiled, denied basic customer rights, and publicly humiliated, until I stepped in." The rep looked at Darius. "Sir, I sincerely apologize. You'll receive a full refund. And more." He turned to the manager. "Take your vest off. You're done for the day. I'll deal with you later." Gasps rippled through the onlookers. Justice wasn't just felt. It was witnessed. The crowd slowly dispersed, but the whispers lingered. People weren't just talking about the refund anymore. They were talking about what they witnessed and what it meant. The manager stood off to the side, humiliated, while the regional rep personally handed Darius an apology form, a refund receipt, and a gift card. Aaron, still calm and composed, tucked her phone away. "This wasn't about a refund," Darius finally said, voice steady but strong. "It was about how quickly some people decide who deserves respect, and who doesn't." The regional rep nodded silently. He knew this wouldn't be swept under the rug. Darius turned to Aaron. "Thanks for having my back." She smiled. "Always. But you didn't need me to fight for you. You already had the truth on your side. I just made sure they couldn't ignore it." Later that week, the incident went viral. The live stream had been shared over 1.2 million times. Headlines popped up. "Black man denied refund, his lawyer's response shuts store down." "Discrimination caught on camera, justice served in real time." The store issued a public apology. Corporate initiated mandatory anti-bias training across the region. The manager? Let go permanently. But for Darius, the real victory wasn't in the refund. It was in being seen, heard, and respected. He didn't shout. He didn't threaten. He just stood firm with grace, truth, and a quiet kind of power they weren't ready for. And that's what changed everything. Sometimes the strongest protest is refusing to back down.